everyone. So things are starting to cool down, and what are you wanting? Something that's going to warm you up on the inside. But maybe you just want some appetizers, maybe a nice cocktail. This particular dish, I chose a pumpkin white Russian cocktail paired with a focaccia bread that's topped with bacon, caramelized onions, gorgonzola, and on one side we're gonna just keep it as that, and the other side we're gonna maybe do a little bit of brushed of brown butter sage sauce on the top. So to start with, we have, instead of making the dough, we have leftover pizza dough. So we're gonna try, because I looked everywhere on the internet and it said you could use leftover pizza dough. So what we're gonna do is I put a little olive oil down here in the bottom. I'm just gonna kind of brush it all the way around. Make sure the sides don't stick. Okay, now that we have that, we're gonna stick our pizza dough in here. And you want to basically just kind of push it around to where it fills the dish. I chose a round dish. You can do a 9x13, you can do all kinds of stuff. But this one we didn't have a ton of, so I just went ahead and chose this size. And then once we get it kind of in there, you're gonna dimple it down. Just think making little dimples. So that's where all the goodness is gonna go in. Now that we got our dimples and it's on the edges. There we go. Got our dimples. Now what you're going to do is pour a little bit of olive oil on there. This is a focaccia, so it does use a lot of olive oil. So let's do a little bit this way. Just drizzle it on there. And then I'm just going to that, brush it around, it gets it all over. All right, so then this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so now once you have this, we can start doing our toppings. Like I said, it's done a few things here. So this one I made caramelized onions, but then I took some of the caramelized onions out and I made a caramelized onion jam by adding a little bit of balsamic vinegar. So we're gonna try this on the bottom. Just do a little bit, because we are gonna add those caramelized onions again, but this is just kind of a little extra. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is rustic. Focaccia bread's rustic. Comes from Italy. Rusticness, but the simplicity, and it's so good. And focaccia bread, you can have pretty much anything on it. You can choose if you want any kind of topping on it, basically. So you can go as simple or as complex as you want. So now we got that. Let's add some, and I am preheating the oven, that's what you just heard. So I preheated it to 450, and we're just gonna do it for like 10-15 minutes, cook it in the oven. So let's just spread it around. Let's just spread it around. Alright. A little bit more, because I do like my onions. They are really good for you. They have a lot of antioxidants, a lot of nutrients for you, whether you eat them raw, caramelized, sauteed, translucent, whatever you'd like. Alright, so now let's get the bacon on there. I've just cooked uncured bacon. I'm just going to roughly smoosh it up. Good with the pumpkin. The bacon actually goes really good with pumpkin, believe it or not. Pumpkin doesn't always have to be sweet, which is nice. You're looking for something savory for your guests, and you're wanting to do do this. It's a simple, easy, you can make ahead of time. Let's do a little bit more. I might overcook the bacon. I mean, overcook the amount of bacon you need. So you don't want to overdo it. All right. I think that's good. All right. So I did toast I did toast some pecans. Just lightly toasted, and then you want to chop them up. Just go ahead and just roughly chop them. They don't have to be perfect. That's good. Now before I do the pecans, I want to do a little bit of gorgonzola cheese. Has that nice savoriness to it. It's kind of like a pizza, but not totally, because you're not going to have sauce. You're just going to just like, you want to make sure there's a bite, good bite and everything, or having everything on here. Okay. And then last but not least, we're just going to do a sprinkle of this over. Alright, now into the oven it goes, and we're going to do 450 at 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to just check it and see. And then next we'll do the cocktail while we wait for this to cook. All right, so now while that is cooling down, it's actually already cooked and we are gonna let it cool down for a little bit. We're gonna make our pumpkin spice white Russian cocktail. So for that, in our shaker, we do want, I'm gonna add a little bit more, I had a recipe on the internet and it didn't really call for pumpkin puree, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit. I'm not putting a lot, I'm just gonna use, like you can see here, just, you know, maybe like a little, just a little bit. Get that in there. And then it calls for some creamer. So this one, it wants 2 ounces of this. So I didn't have pumpkin spice creamer, so I made my own. I just took half and half, and then I put a little bit of vanilla sugar and a little bit of pumpkin spice that I made up last night, which is just usually cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, allspice, things like that. So we'll go ahead and pour a little bit of this in there. Don't have a jigger, so I just use my little measuring shot glass. Okay. Now, it wants 2 ounces of quality vodka. It's whatever vodka you like. So we like Stoli's. That's what we decided to go with. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, if you want a little bit more than that, go ahead. It just kind of more depends on how boozy you're wanting it. And then the next is going to be Kahlua. We don't drink a lot of Kahlua, so I went ahead and got the small bottles. I did try it a little bit, so that's why I both bottles out. For this one, you're wanting 1.5 ounces. So let me just do this as this holds basically 1 ounce. So we'll do that. And we're going to get another 1/2 ounce. Oops. Well, that's 3/4 of an ounce. Oh well. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and shake it up. I'm shaking a little bit longer than normal because of that pumpkin puree. Okay. Very cool. Wow. All right, so I have my glass chilling in the freezer, so we can go grab it. All right, so I'm gonna try a little bit of pumpkin puree on here. And then I went ahead and mixed up vanilla sugar and a little bit of that pumpkin spice. Go ahead and I only do it a little bit on the rim. That way it allows people to decide if they want the sugar or not. Let me add a little bit more ice to that. All right. We're gonna go ahead and pour it. And then you could garnish it with whatever you like. I'm just gonna go ahead and garnish it with a cinnamon stick. And there we have a pumpkin spice white Russian. Oh yeah, nice pumpkin-y. You get the coffee notes from the Kahlua. The vodka stands out. It leans hair on the boozy side because I did add a little bit more. But you know, who's complaining? So let's try it now to see if it works with the appetizer. All right, so this did just come out. So it didn't rise like I thought it would. I guess I don't need a spatula. I'm just gonna let it go out. It's more like a flatbread, which is okay. So I went ahead, when it came out, I went ahead and put a little bit of sage, chopped sage on it. So we're gonna try it with sage and then without. So like I said, this is leftover old dough. So just using it up. Now, even though that's sweet, I made this savory. So let's try it. Cheers. All right, the flavor profile's there with the creaminess of the gorgonzola. You get that bacony saltiness. I like it with the sage. And see how it goes with the drink. All right, so I feel like they go nicely together. The booze does, the drink does really come out with the booziness, but overall it's not like over the top. It's nice, the flavor profiles. So let's try it without the sage and see if it changes it. Okay. So I like it with the sage. I feel like the sage really lifts it up. It really kind of adds that freshness to the dish. You know, I feel like I like it better with the sage. They're about the same. So, would I do this again? Yes, but on different bread. I think I would go ahead and make the focaccia bread from scratch instead of using the pizza dough. To me, it didn't rise. I know it was older, so I would definitely do this again. And I would do this with the pumpkin spice white Russian. If you don't like the white Russians, definitely you could try it as a martini with like Irish cream, and you can really kind of play with it a little bit. But the pumpkin really goes with this. If you want it to be more pumpkin-y, I do recommend probably maybe in the creamer. If you don't get the pumpkin spice creamer, go ahead and in the half and half and do that. Mix in some more pumpkin with that. And then that would really give you that more pumpkin-y flavor, and you don't have to shake it as hard. So here, to another great pairing.